But thank you for taking the time. I know you saw one of my reels. You said, "Hey, man, let's make this happen." And I know we've been talking before, but I just had to hit record so we can get this on paper, on video. So thank you, man, for taking the time. Voodoo Beats, I appreciate you. Um, I just want to take the time though, like, how do we kind of go to the beginning? Let's just start at the back because like we went to
Right.
the same high school, like we never crossed paths, but you always somehow heard and you were on top of music from the beginning. So how did that start?
So I've been into music like since I was like a little kid. I started listening to like Marvin Gaye, like shit. My
Bro,
God,
classic.
my favorite album of all time. But I started listening to Marvin Gaye when I was a kid, and I used to study like melodies. Like I didn't just listen to music for like the words, although I listened to music for words, but I like really paid attention to the melody and how instruments were arranged. And that pretty much persisted until I was in high school and I started writing for the newspaper, the Athens and Ariel.
Yeah.
I wrote music reviews. I wrote one for Rodeo by Travis, T-Pab, Damn, I think, um, Birds in the Trap, Saint McKnight, whole bunch of shit. And my friend Austin, who I still cook up with to this day, is like my big brother. He showed me FL Studios on his laptop, I think junior year of high school. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And he was like, this is how you make beats, bro. So like I got I got this Mac for college and I downloaded FL Studios on that, like just like the demo version. Started fucking around with that around like 2017. And then in 2018, like New Year's 2018, that's when I was like, okay, like I want to be a producer. I want to take this shit serious. So I started like just sampling and sampling kind of gives you like a good base. Like if you don't know melodies, you can just like use a sample, speed it up, slow it down, chop it, EQ it. So that was like the basis of my producing. And then I started making melodies and stuff myself after that. But I'd say just an appreciation for music. That's what started everything. For real, for real.
Yeah, man. And like going back to high school, I remember I was reading those newspaper and I would go straight to that section where you're doing your music reviews and just talking about it. And I'd be like, damn, like what the fuck? So like Ahmed, for instance, right? Ahmed would tell me about you and just about how hard you be going in like journalism. And I'm like, damn, bro. Like I was like, because that's something I was really interested in too. So just
Yeah.
to see how like we went to the same school and then somehow we found ourselves in this pocket. I always thought that was like something for me to be motivated off of too. Cause like for me, bro, in this creative field, especially starting out, you feel me? Like you kind of have to find your own motivation because like you got a family, you got jobs, you got other shit to worry about. Then you can put time aside for that creative shit. So like how do you balance that too? Like you have so much going on.
Shit. You just gotta have like the drive and the patience. Like you're not always gonna have time for music. Like other stuff obviously has to come first. You know what I'm saying? If you have a family, so you just kind of have to learn how to manage your time and balance it. Like there'll be days when I don't want to make beats, but I know when I start, it's kind of like therapy. And when I finish my product, that's something that I can use or sell or like whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that's what kind of motivates me. And I'm just, dude, I want to become like not like a Louisville legend, but like just like a legend, like period. Like I want to be not to like compare myself to other people, but I want to be the best that I can possibly be at my craft. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
man.
Whether journalism, whether that's music, like whatever. So that's just what drives me. But yeah, it's just and like having a team, like having other people to bounce your ideas off of rather than working by yourself. I worked by myself for like a long ass time, and it was hard to keep going and push it. But once you get like a team of like-minded individuals, it really changes a lot of shit.
Yeah. So like you kind of talk about you want to be like not a Louisville legend, but you want to be a legend, period. Like you want to be known. So like what's the, especially with so much career to have had, you know, like to keep going off of, like what is kind of like your end goal? Because like when I look at producing, and I get hints of this too, like you don't want to compare yourself, but when I listen to your music, bro, like I get hints of Madlib, you know, I get hints of Kanye, I get hints of Alchemist. So like there's stuff like that I see, you know, and I'm not saying you are those or you want to be those, but what is your goal and like what is your sound?
Shit. Okay. Those are two super, super crazy questions. Great questions. As far as my goal, I want people to be able to listen to my beats and be like, that's Voodoo Beats. Like, you should, I want to get to a point where I don't need a tag. You know what I'm
Yeah.
my like, oh yeah, that's a Voodoo beat. You know what I'm saying? Like Metro, you know it's a Metro Boomin beat. Like without him, he puts his tag on it, obviously, but you know it's like a Metro Boomin beat, or like Wonder Girl. You know what I'm saying? And then as far as like critical acclaim, I don't necessarily want to be like super crazy, like recognized. I just want to be able to like take care of my family comfortably off of my music. And I do, like, even though the Grammys now is kind of like watered down and washed out, I want myself a Grammy, like at least one.
You gotta bring that shit home, bro. You gotta bring that shit home.
Yeah, I'm trying to bring that shit, drink some Tanqueray through it or something, like on some Drake shit. Like for real. Just cause like, you know, when you look at the history of the Grammys, they have like really fucked us over as Black people so many times. Like fucking lost to Taylor Swift and Macklemore.
Yeah.
Good Kid, Mad City, bro. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah. Now that shit don't make no sense, especially with it's gonna be interesting how they do it this year, but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, dude. Whenever Tyler the Creator won for Igor, I was pissed because they put it in like urban contemporary music or something like that, which is basically nigger music. Like,
yeah.
And that album literally could have been classified as so many different genres, but they didn't want to give us that platform. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And another one of my goals is to branch out into alternative music, because I listen to like the Shins, the Fratellis, fucking like a whole bunch of different Sun Lips by I can't think of their name, but there's this band that has this song called Sun Lips, and I want to make like synthesizer heavy, like alternative music, bro. I feel like that's where I see my music kind of like branching off into, because there's not a very big like market for African Americans in alternative music. I don't see a lot of like us doing shit like that. So I'm trying to carve a lane for us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so like my perspective is like, so what I do, bro, like, because with me, I have to move with intention. Sometimes I have to like hear from people that like are in these alternative lanes, like Tyler, for instance. He did this conversation on France for Converse, and he was just talking about how like they really do try to put people in this bubble, especially like Black creators in this bubble of like you're not supposed to be, you can't, that's not the thing. And Grammys do that too, is the Igor, for example, right? And like I do think there's a good number, I feel like, of Black people in alternative, but do you have fears that you will not be given that alternative label? Or is that something that you want? Or is that something like, I'm just here to make music, I don't give a damn? Like, so do you have some like, I guess some like hesitation to try to reach out to that community?
Yeah, I kind of do, because I don't know anybody, and I just want to make sure that because alternative music, I mean, I do make beats that lean in that direction, but I want to make like good alternative music,
Yeah.
not just classify my music as alternative and have trap instrumentals. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to actually have it like be multi-layered and have somebody who listens to alternative music a lot be able to appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the goal. As far as like hesitation on like whether or not I'll be accepted in the community, I honestly don't have a fear of that because I want to like actually meet with alternative artists like in the studio, and I can talk to just about anybody. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Every the studio and we're talking music, we're bouncing ideas off. I know it's gonna go smooth because that's who I am. Like I like to work on music as a collaborative effort, so I have no fear or qualms with that.
Yeah, that's good, bro. Cause like I know for a fact, right? Like I've been in Nashville, and one of my biggest I feel like one of my biggest things is like for this first year, I'm doing a whole bunch of content for free, essentially, right? Like I did that Jadar behind the scenes for free. I did this what is it? I did actually I offered so many music videos. I probably offered 10 artists in Nashville free music videos, and they would not take it up. And that's some the most wildest shit I've ever seen. Like how many opportunities you have that free step. So like how did you get from this point to back in 2018? Like how would you tell like somebody's like, I want to pick up producing today? How would you tell them to move since you've been in here for you said 2018? So what is that? 4 years?
Yeah. So, all right. Number one tip: niggas are gonna tax you.
Yeah.
You gotta be ready for that. Whether it's a established producer or you know what I'm saying, a rapper. If a rapper has like some clout and like you don't, chances are they're gonna be like, okay, so you want me to rap on one of your beats, so you need to pay me type shit. So you gotta be ready to deal with shit like that. And as far as rappers who are like super established, don't go into their DMs and be like, I'm trying to sell you a beat. You know what I'm saying? Like, because chances are, like, if they are established, they have producers like that they go to already. And you know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, they're probably not gonna want to pay you. Like, they're gonna want you to pay them because, like, it's like they're putting you on. I know that sounds backwards as fuck and it doesn't make any sense, but
Yeah.
that's industry. And that's some shit that I didn't know until I got into it. You know what I'm saying? Same thing goes for producers. Producers are fucking will tax you for working with them. I'm not, you know, because I know like I'm just starting out. I've been producing since 2018, but I've only been putting content out since like 2020. So honestly, it's better to work with somebody who's coming up with you rather than to try to get placements out here. Like the album I made with Midas, we didn't even like when we first started making that shit, we weren't even trying to make an album. We were just like just making songs. And 6 months had passed, and I was like, damn, like we got a big ass collection of music. He was like, we should just drop some shit, like drop an album. So that's what happened. It was really organic. It wasn't, we didn't like set out like, oh, we're gonna make this album. We didn't even have like the album name in mind until all the songs were done. You know what I'm saying? So it really is about just finding organic relationships, building a team. That's like a big thing. You can't do everything by yourself. That's what I've realized. You gotta try to have like a graphic designer, you know what I'm saying, or like an artist, the person that's gonna do all your artwork. And then try to have, if you're a producer, try to find like a rapper that you like, that you're like that you go to the studio with, you're cool with. Because it's one thing to work from afar and then just keep sending a nigga beats. It's another thing to actually meet in the studio and make music together like side by side. the best music is gonna be made that way. You know what I'm saying? Like when Miles and I were making Recurring Dreams, a lot of the beats that you hear on the album I made in front of him at his house. You know what I'm saying? Like on the floor. Like we were just cooking up. I would just like, you know what I'm saying? He would get off. I would come over. We smoke, cook up. And like we consistently kept doing that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why all the music was so fucking fire, because he was by my side while I was making the beats, like all of them. You know what I'm saying? Except for Wasn't For that beat. I woke up at like 3 a.m. one day and made that shit in like 15, 20 minutes. It ended up being like one of the most popular songs on the album, which is crazy. But yeah, pretty much just doing shit collaboratively and knowing that niggas are gonna snake you. Just expect niggas are not friendly, they're not for you, they're not gonna be for you, they're not gonna look out for you. You know what I'm saying? Nah, nigga, pay me. Like dead ass. So straight up. That's really how it is. I've learned that. Cause I actually, when I started, I used to like hit, you know what I'm saying, producers that were up and coming up, like, oh, like, you know, check out my beats. I wanna hear your input. And they'll be like, in order for me to listen to your beat, you gotta pay me. So yeah.
How much was the tag? How much was it?
It really depends on the person, but this guy, I'm not gonna say his name, but he's like one of my favorite producers, bro. Produced a lot of shit for like I asked dude just to listen to one of my beats, and he was like, that would be 500.
What are we talking about?
$500 to listen to his beat, to listen to my beat.
2-minute beat?
Yeah.
My man thinks he's God. That's wild.
Yeah. So it's like it's a lick for them. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm up and coming, I don't know shit. And niggas will pay that. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like be paying that just to be put on. And it's just like I'm not about to subject myself to something like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to, at this point, I'm trying to build with artists. And like this dude, C3, he did music with my friend Austin, the guy I told you about that got me in the FL. I heard like 2 of his songs and I was like, oh, this shit's hard. So I was like, instead of like, I'd be selling beats, but I've gotten more into just doing project with people and having my name attached to it. Yeah. Rather, you know what I'm saying, like selling a beat, because niggas may or may not credit you, you know what I'm saying? And that shit will piss me off, because it's just like, nigga, you not spitting bars like that. Niggas is coming to the song and listen to my beat, you know what I'm saying? And niggas is gonna be on in the comments like, oh, this song is cool, but who made this beat? You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I'm focused on kind of just getting established, like getting my name out there and merch, because I love clothes. And I know that if like Noah and I come up with dope ass designs, people are gonna buy it, and good prices. Like I'm not about to tax niggas for a fucking t-shirt or like a hoodie. Like I'll charge probably like 45, 50, but not like 80, 100. Nigga, no, I'm not paying that shit.
No.
So why would I expect somebody else to pay that shit? You know what I'm saying? You gotta be realistic. That's another thing. That's the main thing. Just be real with yourself and have confidence in your work.
Yeah.
Like, you put, 3-4 hours into a beat, have confidence in that beat, and don't undersell yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really big, because you can get into that habit. You'll be like, damn, like I'm not really popping like that. Like niggas don't really know who I am. I shouldn't charge niggas a lot. Fuck that. Charge niggas what you. If you made the beat, charge niggas what you want. I'll charge like anywhere from like 50 to like 100 or something like that for like 2. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not that established, so you're paying that price solely off of my talent, not like clout. So it really is just about how you value yourself and what value you put on your work type shit.
So it kind of sounds like you've been kind of fucked around with these past 4 years. Yo. But you did bring up a good point talking about how you want to go like grow with artists. And like I'm kind of in that same position too. Like I worked when I was in Louisville, I was working with like AOB, Jadar. One guy I was really trying to work with was Prodigy, this guy named Prodigy the Kid. Wait, hold up. This meeting will be ending in 10 minutes. That's crazy. All right, hold up. I got to restart Zoom because it's about to die. Like it's about to shut this down.
All right.
All right, so I'm gonna send you another link and we'll just jump back on.
Yep.
Good. That's it.